Welcome back. We are doing a series on the supervisor mistakes we made so that you don't have to. Part of our mission at Hacking Music is to add more value than anybody else. So whether you're in the sync community or a student going through the sync school, or just somebody out there who's interested, we just want to open up the kimono and really share some of the mistakes we made coming up in the 2000s so that you can see around the corners and not have to make those mistakes yourself. So this is a really important mistake called invoicing at the end of completion. Let's talk about that. Why I love this pain point and this fumble is that supervisors often have a hard time pricing what they do. And most of their leverage, they have the greatest leverage when we're being hired onto a project. I describe it as being a plumber. When a filmmaker has an air date in 6 months, they need to get the music sorted in 6 months. It's just like if your pipes are leaking, you need to get those pipes stopped ASAP, right? So as supervisors, we teach to think of yourself as a plumber. You fix a very specific problem for your clients, and we're not taking advantage of our clients, but we do want to understand that leverage and handle ourselves in a way to where we're not taken advantage of, if that makes sense. So invoice at the end of completion. We worked on a project years ago and we spent months on it. Did a ton of work replacing music, finding songs, negotiating, and we agreed to invoice at the end of completion. And this was one time we made this mistake, and we don't do that again. We don't remake mistakes we've learned from. So at the end of the project, something happened and one of the investors backed out, and basically we were stuck not getting paid for the project. It was not great. We hated it. It was painful for us, but we learned something very important from it. What we learned is that we always invoice at the beginning of a project. Like, we don't go to work on a project unless we're hired onto it. And that does some really interesting things. It gets the leverage right to where you can price yourself in on a project where your leverage is the greatest. Okay. So how we use it and how we teach all our supervisors to use it is to really understand at the beginning, when you're working with a filmmaker, where your leverage lies. And if they need you, and if it's a real project in the real world with a real budget, they will bring you on and hire you at the beginning of a project. If they're questionable, they'll often ask for you to invoice at the end of the project. We don't do that. So it protects our team at the Sync Center, and it protects our supervisors at the Sync School and the Supervisor Sync community. So that's how we use it. It's really just a simple way of being clear in that we don't work on a project unless we're hired on to it. So that's the mistake that I wanted to share with you today. It's called the invoice at the end of completion mistake. And hope you start using it on your next project. And we'll see you in the next video.